Hey, David back with you. This time I want to give you a book review. As I said, I'm learning so much on this little journey of mine, and I'm reading some incredible books that have been super helpful. This one happens to be was recommended by my therapist, and I'm not even done with it, and it's just one of the most tremendous books I've read. It's unbelievable. It is this Self Compassion. I won't cover up the name by Kristen Neff. This thing, I mean, look at all the highlights. Every page is like this, just highlights and highlights and highlights. Every page has so many truth bombs in it. It's been very eye opening and incredible. Basically, so far, it talks about being kind to yourself, that you really should be kind to yourself and stop judging yourself and putting yourself down. That this is all part of a common human experience. Guess what? We're all messed up and we all mess up. It's a common thing. You're not alone. You're not the only screw up in the world. We're all screw ups. And once you realize you're part of this larger human experience of screwing up, it's not so bad. And then there's a large section on mindfulness, which is really tremendous. It's something that I've been thinking a lot about and really want to work very hard on is mindfulness and being present in the current moment, not projecting too far forward, not looking back too much and letting that get you upset, but just staying present and mindful. And in this example, in this book, you are to be mindful so that you can not be overwhelmed by your emotions and bad feelings, as sometimes will happen to you. They can start to snowball. If you are mindful, you can just see them as they are, no worse, no better, just as they are, without judgment. Just, oh, I'm feeling very anxious right now. There's no judgment on it. There's nothing. It's just an awareness. Oh, I'm feeling anxious. Okay. And she encouraged you to hold on to that, feel that, go ahead, embrace that reality, and then let it pass. Because most of the time, it will pass if you don't start getting upset about it, and then more things happen, and your mind can run away with that. That's when you get into trouble. If you can just hold that, say, okay, I understand. I'm feeling very anxious right now. Okay, that's okay, and then let it go. That's kind of what mindfulness is. If you can recognize when you're feeling a certain way and not judge it, just see it for what it is, then it allows you to choose a better response. Rather than being run away with it and your mind starts to freak out, you can choose a better response. You can say to yourself, that's okay. You're going through a tough time. It's okay. But you know what? It's going to pass and you're going to be good. Or whatever it is that you want or need to say to yourself. You'll have that opportunity and that space to say something nice and good to yourself rather than letting it freak you out and you're just off to the races and having a horrible time. There's a lot more to it than that, but that's one of the core components of why you should be mindful and need to be mindful. And I haven't even finished. There's tons of gold, I'm sure, waiting for me, and I can't wait to read it. But even now, even only halfway through, this book has been unbelievable. I'm one of those people who always thought, what, I'm going to talk to myself? What? What's that? What's that about? What am I going to talk to myself? What are you talking about? This is seems weird, right? Can't get my head around what the heck this actually means. But if you read the book, you will start to understand a little more. If you read it with an open mind, I'm starting to understand, oh, yeah, actually, you can very much talk to yourself. And I do it out loud. I don't just talk to myself in my head, I do it out loud. And some of my training as an actor, I'm taking acting lessons to be a voice actor, and some of this acting training is actually coming in very handy because I'm getting used to not being very self-conscious, to be open to do things that might be, or that might seem silly or uncomfortable or whatever, but doing them anyway. And so talking to myself doesn't seem as odd or weird or uncomfortable anymore. And I just do it out loud, and I quite literally talk to myself as if I'm a third party looking at this as a non-emotional observer, right? Just giving myself good, sound advice. And you can do that. And you can actually touch yourself, touch your arm, touch your face, whatever you need to do. It's fascinating. In the book, it says your brain doesn't really know if you're being touched by yourself or somebody else. It doesn't even really know. It just knows I'm being touched, and that feels really, really good. So it might feel weird to do it, but you can do it, and it's really nice. Um, all this stuff is what you'll be taught in here, and I'm telling you, it really works. It has helped me tremendously. There are actually exercises in here as well, things that you can do, practical things. Here's an exercise. Sit down and do this, do that. I've done some of these exercises, and it's amazing. Amazing what I've gotten out of it. There's one exercise where you have 3 chairs and you have 3 people. You are yourself, you're your critic, and you're a self-observer, a third-party observer. And you literally have a conversation amongst these 3 people. Sounds weird, but I'm telling you, it's powerful. For me, it was kind of groundbreaking, the kind of things that came out. Don't think too hard about it. Just start. Again, for me, it's easier. I have improv training, so this was just like an improv exercise for me. And I just started talking. I didn't even know what I was going to say. I literally just assumed that character and started talking, and things came out. And some of the stuff that came out was amazing, frankly, amazing. So read the book with an open mind, have courage. Who cares if you feel silly or embarrassed? You're alone, probably, right? Or go somewhere where you're alone. And you don't have to be silly or embarrassed. Just try it. See what happens. Because I'm telling you, this book, I'm going to hold it up again. Self-Compassion, Kristen Neff. This book has been, it's been fantastic. It's been really helpful. I am literally learning to be much more compassionate to myself. When I started with my therapist, I didn't even realize it, how much I was talking myself down, or I did this, or I did that, or I screwed up because I did this. She said, we're going to get you to stop doing that. I didn't even realize how much I was doing that to myself. And now, not only do I not talk down, I am starting to talk to myself in a positive, encouraging way. And it's amazing. So that's my book review. Go get this book. It is worth every penny. Read it slowly, highlight it, think about it as you're going. I'm telling you, I can't see how it wouldn't be helpful for you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.